Hi, my name is Osamu Wakabayashi from Zen Ideas. Today I'd like to talk about how to secure your website. Now, I want to talk about only three things today. These are very easy to do. But before we get into that, I like to remind you that you must keep software up to date. Of course, WordPress core file, including theme file and plugins. Okay, so you have to do that. Because 83% of the hacked WordPress site were not upgraded to the latest. So that's the first thing you have to do. Now, we're going to talk about today brute force attack. What is brute force attack? So basically, those hackers keep trying and keep guessing your username and then password, and until they get it right. So if they get it right, they can break your website. They can get into your website and they can break your website. All right, so of course you want to prevent that. So let me show that to you. It's only three things today. The first, let's talk about secure your username. Now, when you add new user, so you have to put the username and the email address and the first name and last name. Those are optional. And then password. So you have to pick a strong password. We're going to talk about that later. Now let's look at username. So I strongly suggest that you pick unique username. Lots of people use their first name or last name. I think most people use their first name, but those are of course easy to guess. As a matter of fact, it's easy to find out your username. I like to show that to you. Okay. By the way, don't use admin because lots of hackers knows that this is a very common WordPress username. So don't ever use admin. Now, how to find your username? So it's very easy. Just type /Arthur equals 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how many user account you have, so that you put that after your domain. So here's an example. So this is my website, and if you put /Arthur equals 2, let's say this is my second user account. So it just shows you right here your username. So you can try that on your website too. So this is public display name. All right. So of course you want to change that. So let's go back into admin and hit the profile. And you have to change display name publicly as. If your username is picked, let's change that to your name or your full name. It gives you different choices here. So make sure you pick that other than your username. All right. Then in this way, they can't really see your actual username. All right. So that's first things you have to do. That's number one. Have a unique username and change your display name. So let's move on to number two. Use unique password. Now this is very common sense. I hope you're using strong password and unique password, but I've seen some of my clients are not really using strong password. So here is a list of the worst password you can pick. You can Google it, and then this is just an example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then use password as a password, and then lots of numbers ABC 1, 2, 3. And admin. So something like this, you never want to use that because the hacker's gonna try those simple and the worst password first. So you want to generate something really strong and unique. So let me show you one tool here. You can do that. Passwordgenerator.net. So you can pick password length. So I can just leave it as 16. And you can include symbols, numbers, lower uppercase characters, right? So, and you just hit generate password. Here we go. So this is a very simple, easy way to do. But you might think, how can I remember that? 16 characters, including lowercase, uppercase, and numbers and symbols. It's going to be really hard to remember. That is true. I use, it's called 1Password application. I strongly suggest that you use this type of apps to keep your login information, username, password organized. Today, not only just you manage your website, but also you shop online, you use online banking and book your travels online. So you use lots of things online. You probably have multiple username and password for different locations. So I really suggest using this type of app. So I'll put the link for this tool for this application on my website, so you can take a look at later. So that's number 2, generate strong and unique password. So let's move on to number 3. So you want to limit login attempt, of course, because they keep trying your username and your password until they get it right. So some point you want to block it. There are a number of plugins let you do that. So I personally like to use this called Limit Login Attempt Reloaded. This is very simple, it's very easy to use, and it is free. So let me show that to you. I would like to show you something. So let's say I just put the username that doesn't exist. Yeah. And then just username and password doesn't exist. And it says error, invalid username, right? So let's say I put the username actually exists. So that's the username we just created, and then just wrong password. Now it shows that the password you entered for the unique username is incorrect. So this tells me, well, this tells you that so username is correct. So the hacker is just to keep guessing. So this is not really a good thing. So let me show you how to use this plugin, Limit Login Attempt. So I have installed, and then let's just activate. So the settings are under settings, and then down here you can see Limit Login Attempts. So it's very simple. So the lockout. So this is the allow you to try 4 times. I'm gonna change that 3 instead of 4. It's up to you, but I suggest just 3. And then once you logged out, so you can't log in, you can't try, you have to wait another 20 minutes. And then if somebody lockouts, in this case 4 times, then they can try logging in for the next 24 hours. Alright, so you can change those numbers. And this one's notify on lockouts. So lockout log, because I just installed, so I don't have any logs, and the email to me after 4 lockouts. I like to do that, so just I get the notification, right? And here you can manually put whitelist and blacklist. Okay, so this is, you can use your IP address or your IP range. The username, so I don't suggest that you put your username. If so, in this case, that the hacker just keep cracking only password, so you're just giving them the username. So this is the blacklist, and the blacklist, let's say you know that admin is a very popular or common username for WordPress, so just put that in so that so this username doesn't work, and then hit save options. Now let's go back to login screen, and let's try and then put the wrong password here. So now you can see it's only 2 attempts remaining. So it says error, incorrect username or password. So this message got changed too, right? So let's try again and hit login. And I have only one attempt remaining, so let's try third one. So now you can see the error message here, too many failed login attempts. Please try again in 20 minutes. So let's go back to the admin site. So now you can see one lockout since the last reset. And if you go to the bottom here, you see the log. So this is today, and you got the IP address here, and then try to log in as unique username. So that's what we did now. So if this is not you, I will just copy this IP address and then paste on the blacklist. Alright, so don't, if this is your username, don't put that on your blacklist, then you won't be able to log in. So that was a quick demo. So let's recap. So we talked about 3 things today that you can secure your website. It's very easy to do. The first, secure your username. Make sure that you use a unique username. And after that, you have to make sure that your public display name need to be changed, right? And the second, use unique and the strong password. I know this is the common sense, but to make sure you implement that. And the third, I showed you that the limit login attempt. You can look through different plugins too, but if you like, you can use the same plugin that I was using. That works well. So I hope this helps and you can protect your website. So thank you very much for listening, and then I'll see you next time.